We built the proof of concept for Smart Metro around 2 use case initiatives. The first one I'll walk through is for the city of Miramar. They are looking to understand a redevelopment program and assess the potential impacts. So before I begin my analysis, I want to start by understanding what's included in the redevelopment plan. So I ask a question like, provide details of the historic Miramar redevelopment plan. Smart Metro goes to work consolidating information about the redevelopment plan that currently resides with different people and different teams throughout the city of Miramar and even Broward County more broadly. On the left-hand side, I'm provided with a text summary of the goals of the plan, the main elements of the plan. If I click details, this analysis gives me more detail on the number of units and the phases in which the plan will be implemented. And then down below, I have my references and data trust here. I can refer to these scores to confirm the validity of the response. On the center panel in the map, this is a geospatial data layer based on the same data used to provide the text response. If I hover over, I see some details about the development. I can also, on the right-hand side, get a breakdown of the projects by type and even their status. Next, I want to understand how the area will be impacted by future conditions. Before someone from the city of Miramar advises commissioners on whether to approve the development, it's prudent to understand what the risks will be going forward. I can ask a question such as this. According to RP 12, how could future sea level rise impact the city of Miramar? RP 12, for reference, is one of the scenarios that Broward County uses to forecast for infrastructure hardening. So now I'm able to use authoritative projections as they relate to my specific project here in Miramar. I can even, under the layers panel, turn back on those proposed development projects I saw before, and then zoom in on my area. Again, on the left-hand side, I have a text response. It gives me a high-level summary of the areas impacted by the inundation levels. The analytics below gives more detail on the areas. And then on the map here, I can see actual areas where that inundation touches proposed development plans, like here, and see, okay, 5.13 feet of potential flood depth there. I might decide that maybe I shouldn't go forward with that particular area. On the right-hand side, this is pretty cool. I can actually sort by flood depth and see which areas are under each range. Now that I understand the potential risks, I want to see the impacts after development. So this area is concerned with increased congestion, and I want to try to prevent that as much as possible. So I can ask which corridors will experience the most increase in congestion. Smart Metro is integrating the MPO's travel demand model here, so I can use their forecasts to determine the impacts on my specific study area. Again, on the left-hand side, I see a summary and a brief analysis. It tells me which roads or which segments will see the greatest delays. I can then, on the map, see those very same segments called out here, and if I hover over them, I can see some additional detail about them. The analytics, again, gives me some high-level takeaways, and I can sort by type of facility or even the delays. Here I can click on a specific segment and it will reveal on the map as well. This is, a particular of interest in the area, so it's good to be able to zoom in there. After I do this, I can create reports for my commissioners or my colleagues. I was able to go through a series of steps, understand the area, model and analyze all in one place using what's available to me and has been integrated here. Right now, this could take several weeks. I'm going to start a new chat to show you another use case initiative out of the county. So this will look at a county-wide use case. Collaborating with the MPO, my goal is to understand future transportation investment plans for the area and possible affordable housing development sites. So I'll start by understanding current state. I might ask a question such as, where are the most resilient areas to site affordable housing? This will create a data set that does not exist anywhere else. Smart Metro created it here. So again, I get an overview on the left-hand side. And here on the map, I'm seeing areas of affordable housing overlaid with a resiliency score that actually has been created by the MPO. So it's bringing in the MPO's data, which from the county's perspective would be considered authoritative. I can ask a similar question about transportation, again, because we want to understand where there's potential for leveraging transportation for affordable housing. Broward County is currently investing in a transit program. And so I can ask a similar question about their proposed premium transit sites. They call it PRIMO. The summary gives me an overview of where are the most hardened areas for this. And then I see them populate here on the map again. Next, I want to understand what were to happen if I actually made some land use decisions around this. Smart Metro can provide pretty powerful insights about the current and future conditions, but we also have a simulation tool that'll help actually provide insights about the future. So I can ask a question such as this, which is leveraging a simulation created with our partners, UrbanSim, using the land use simulation tool. So it says, considering a scenario where premium transit is coupled with upzoning, what happens to the residential prices? It is selecting actual proposed transit hubs in Broward County and putting a scenario in which there's upzoning around it to see if there are areas that would benefit from housing going forward. Now we can see the impacts of what this land use change has on the area. Again, we get a really good text summary. And then if you scroll over and you hover here, you can actually see some real detail. We did a 1 mile radius around these proposed transit sites. You can see the difference in household population, in job access, and in rent burden and things like that. On the right-hand side, again, you get some good statistics that you can scroll through. After I complete this, I feel much more confident knowing that transit investment needs to be supported by housing and zoning decisions. The simulation modeling coupled with the data available on the platform helps me see into the future and make better decisions going forward.